Hello, and welcome to Real Person Reviews. I'm Sam, and I'm a real person. And today I want to talk to you about It's Your Last Chance in New School on Steam. I don't know if it's available elsewhere or not, but up front, this is a visual novel kind of game on Steam that I won in Steam Gifts, and I wanted to try it out. And there's even a little, I'll probably link that in the description. There's a little ASMR video I did where I played through the entire thing. I was just going to try a bit of it, but it's actually pretty short, so if you're really that interested in checking it out but not actually playing it yourself, there's that for you. And also there's going to be a written review that'll be linked in the description as well. I'll probably link the usual written reviews, that I put on the Gravel Pit and Hope World HQ. And I'll probably also link the Steam review. We'll see. Since I've started doing Steam stuff now too, it's weird that I have that there as well. But I think either way, it'll all be the same written review, whichever place you'd want to go to. It's just you can leave different feedback in different places, whichever one is the most aesthetically pleasing to you or convenient or whatever. That's cool. The links are all going to be down there. Disclosure is that I did get this for free from Steam Gifts, so there's that. I don't know if that really matters that much or not, but we'll see. The other thing is that the typo in there is not me. I wrote it, with the typo and it's and the not capitalized, just like the game itself shows up in my Steam library, so there you have it. As I said, this is a visual novel game, if you can call that a game. But it is on Steam, and it's, on that gaming service, so I'm going to look at this as a game, I suppose, more or less, and call it a visual novel game. So the basic premise here, it is fairly basic, which is that you're in a new school, you're a kid in a new school, and basically what you want to do is be the coolest kid in the school and hook up with a bunch of women. That's basically all you really want to do, and that's pretty much the plot of the game. The gameplay is fairly standard for visual novels. There's the same. There's the backgrounds that will change for the different locations. There's some different character models that have a few different expressions for when they're talking, and you just kind of click through text boxes. Every once in a while, there's a choice for you to make for branching paths. Pretty typical stuff for this, and that's pretty much all there is to say about the game itself. Very basic, bare-bones stuff. And there are some really good things in this game. I guess not really good, but kind of good. Humor-wise, this game is pretty fun. It's all done like I'm assuming this is genuine and not just an intentional not an intentional thing that happened, but more of like a genuine accident of being a poor translation where there's a lot of spelling errors and grammatical errors and punctuation errors everywhere, even some programming errors in there, and that in itself, I find that pretty funny. Just the way the phrases that happen when you're reading that too, it's funny to hear out loud and stuff. And I don't know, granted I probably said their names wrong, but it's just that was kind of a funny thing, and just how kind of weirdly incompetent a lot of that is, as far as some of the stuff that happens in there is just weird, and a lot of the stuff that's bad about it, I guess if you think it's just funny how absurdly bad that is, you probably have a good time with that, because I know I did. I enjoyed that, and it can just be a real fun time. It's not super long or broken to get through. It's not like you have to it keeps crashing on you or something, or it's a really super long thing you have to keep playing to and replaying and everything to get through it. It's fairly short. It all actually technically functions. You finish it. It's pretty basic. And I don't know. There's not. If you're looking for that laugh and that kind of thing appeals to your humor, then yeah, go right ahead. You'll probably like it. And I guess, man, that's about it for. Also, I guess I'll give it a little credit in that even though it's very poorly translated, you can kind of still tell what people are trying to say a lot of the times, even if it's incorrect. It's horribly incorrect the way they put it. most of the time you can kind of make it out and, translate it, that extra step it needs. And it kind of makes you feel sort of smart because you feel like you translated that. That's neat. But then there's the bad stuff, and a lot of it's pretty bad. Because if that stuff isn't funny to you, of course, that's all just going to be negative stuff. There's a point in the game which is not just a random fluke that happened because I went through it a few times, and every time I went through it, there's a part where, like, the text boxes, they just don't appear. There's still, like, the screen's there, and if you keep, like, tapping the button, you'll go through it, but there's just nothing there. It just shows, like, stills of the characters, and they might change, the scenery and, like, their expressions a bit from point to point, but whatever is supposed to be said there, there's just nothing at all. So, like, that's bad. I don't know what's supposed to have happened there. That might be important to know, for some of the story. Also, the story it's weird. The way these characters act is so strange because they don't really act like human beings. The way they talk is so, like, kind of, like, robotic, and it's supposed to just kind of be fast and to the point. There are some pictures that don't really mean anything because you just transition through them so quickly. There's no reason to go there to those spots just to show that, and not a lot happens in a lot of the locations anyway. It's just not a lot happens here in general. And then it just really abruptly ends with a super stupid ending. There are 2 different endings, and only 2 different endings. And I believe only one decision you make affects that. And speaking of the decisions you make, there's 2 decisions. I think there's 3 total. I could be wrong, but I think there was only 3 in the whole thing. And, let's see. There's 3 or... I don't know. I know that there was... I feel like there were, like, 3 in the whole thing. Maybe there was 4. I could be misremembering this. But, like, there's only one decision that actually makes a difference. The other ones, there's one where you make a decision and it's... if you pick the wrong decision, then a text box comes up where God says, "I give you second chance," and puts you, and then, like, makes you basically do whatever the correct one was supposed to be. Makes you just have the response you would give if you had picked the other one. Which, why did they bother then? Why didn't they just have it just continue on there without an option if I have to pick the one other option that's there, if that's the only correct option, and there's no branching path here? Why bother with a decision if nothing's going to change? Why is God intervening in this? Is it that important for him to intervene? And why is he giving me a second chance in a game called It's Your Last Chance in New School? Which part is the last chance? I don't really understand the point. There's even a part in the game where they have a longer thing that's kind of like that, where there's an acronym used to stand for something like that, but they add in extra words in it, and I think that was originally going to be the title, and they took it out, probably because it sounded kind of sexist, because this game is also kind of sexist, which is also weird because the characters kind of look like they're supposed to be young with the art style, but they're not, because sexual shit's going on, and if they are supposed to be young, then that's fucked up on that level. But then the other decision box that I remember happened where if you do the wrong decision, same thing happens, except that instead of just doing the right decision for you after that, it puts you back a certain amount, and you have to go through these boxes again and up to get to that choice again. And you can continually just keep making the wrong choice on purpose, and you just have to keep going through it. Why bother? Why not just advance forward? There's even a point where you're supposed to go to your house, and it stops in front of the house, and there's a little thing that pops up, like the choice things, and it says go to home. There's nothing else on the screen to pick except go to home, so why not have some kind of consistency and have a thing where it's like you can go somewhere else, and it says, God gives you another chance for that, or, why don't all of them just advance forward and have the choice things at all? I don't know. Why not just go right and transition right to it? What's the problem? So this game, it just feels like it's kind of a broken mess that it could be fixed with better translations, with maybe having those paths taken out, except for the one that matters. It could have, a lot of things, but even just simple things like fixes like that to make it just seem like it's at least a competent game that's kind of terrible in what it's trying to do and say. It would be a little more acceptable than what it ended up being. There's a lot of problems. There's not even any fucking settings. I started the game up, no settings. For some reason, it's such a short game. There's 5 save slots. Well, why that many for such a short game where the decisions don't even matter anyways, except for one? And then There's no other settings, like there's no music or audio of any kind in this game that I could find. There's no screen resolution settings. The game starts off in a window that's bigger than my screen, so it doesn't all fit, so I hit the button to make it full screen on the top of the window of it, and then when I do that, instead of having 2 bars on the side for like the extra space that's not being used, it just pushed the entire game to the left and left a black bar on the right. I don't know why this is done so poorly. It's bizarre, and it's so strange. I understand entirely why you might not want to get this, because the price of this game is $4. Full price of this game is $4, and that is probably the biggest downside, is that it is not $4 of funny. It is not that funny. You're not going to get $4 of entertainment out of this game. So like I said, if you want to get this game, try to win this in some kind of giveaway, get it in a bundle. If it's on sale for super cheap, like obviously under $1, probably 50 cents or lower, if that. Maybe it's something you'd want to give to your friends, or it's kind of a joke thing to have them check it out, because it's so strange and poorly done, and it just kind of throws little nuggets at you that are just really fun to see at least once. And it's just, I don't know, it's like I said, it's not like it's a terrible, horrible experience. It's a fun bad game, but at the same time, it's a price that's like too high for you to buy full price. So don't go for the whole $4. Just try to find it much cheaper, or get it for free, or have someone gift it to you. And check it out for that. Or, like I said, there's a written review. You can check out about pretty much the same stuff here, if you want to hear that again. But there's also that ASMR video I did playing through basically the entire thing. So if you want to see that and see what it's like without having to actually buy this thing, then you can go ahead. I also only used, I think, a still image for this video because of, I didn't want to spoil everything that's in it for you. So definitely consider those things and check it out if it sounds like it's worth it for you to check out for any of those reasons. Not a highly recommended game, but I will say that there's at least that very small recommendation for that niche audience that could get it in that way. And I thought it was such a fun one to kind of do, and I don't know. What do you guys think of it? Have you guys played this? Are there any other games you want to suggest that are weird and out there like this? Or if you want to gift me games on Steam or something that are something you want to see me review, check that out. I don't know. But I'm going to be playing more stuff through that ASMR Let's Try thing, so this is kind of almost just an ad for that at this point. That's everything, and I don't know. That was my last chance in new school, and yeah, I don't know. I'm new to the world of boobs. I believe that was something like a line from there. You'll see. Check it out. Check out something on that shit. I don't know. I'll see you later.